Running a business with limited hours and little kids, I get it, me too. I have two tiny little children, and these are the 5 things that have really helped me to be able to run an effective business in 15 to 30 hours a week without burning out. This isn't about hustle culture or waking up at 4 a.m. because I just cannot. It is about building a business that supports your life and not the other way around. From my favorite $5 planner to why I chose to get off Instagram, I'm going to share all the strategies that have helped me to run a business effectively. The first strategy that has truly been a game changer in being able to run a business with little kids is ditching the nap time hustle. It truly just did not work for me. You cannot rely on kids' naps. And I would find myself getting very anxious when nap time rolled around. I maybe still needed to put some bottles away or whatever, and then I have to get my work done. And then if my kid woke up early, I was bitter and mad, and it just was not working with me. So how I pivoted was I was like, I just need a day. I need a day a week to work. This was when I had just one kid. And I did that. I put her in daycare for 1 day a week. And then every 6 months, I have noticed unintentionally, I reevaluate. And I'm like, is this working for me? No. Why? Because I still am not getting the work I need done. Do I enjoy my work? Yes. Do I want to continue it? Yes. Okay, then what changes do we need to make? And so I would just continue to increase, maybe a half more day. And now I am at about 2 to 3 days of work a week because my daughter's in like half day preschool. So that is what I have done. That's what's worked for me. And I need every single one of those hours. I don't have family support here. And so just realize that like giving yourself permission that you might not have the capacity to do a nap time hustle, but getting support in childcare does not equal failure. If you want to be a stay-at-home mom, awesome. But like if you want to run a business, that's awesome too. And your kids get to see you do that. And that's great. Tip number 2, a tidy space gives me a clear brain for business tasks. So when I start my workday, I do have an office / like guest bedroom downstairs that I never use. Sorry, husband. I just like to work in my living room, which also doubles as my kids' playroom and also where we have our kitchen table, which is where you're set up. You guys, it doesn't need to be fancy. So I need to spend 5 minutes. Thankfully, my house is kind of small, so I just quickly clean up all the toys. Sometimes I even take a vacuum. It's like 10 minutes total if I take a vacuum to the area. And if I can see that the space is clean, I can work and I can be productive. Tip number 3, I know exactly how much I need to make to support my family. So I would just figure out what's that number for you. Again, I just told you I live in a smaller house. Our mortgage payment is thankfully not that high. And so I need to make, I don't need even, but I would like to make a minimum of $40K before taxes and expenses a year. Obviously, we know I don't even take home probably 30 of that. So that's my goal. That's my enough number. Divide that by 12. I kind of know how much I want to make a month. And if I hit that, I'm done. Like I'm good to go. I don't need to continue to work. I am an Enneagram 3, which is high achieving. I love setting goals, and that has been very advantageous as a business owner, but also it can lend itself towards workaholic tendencies. So I just really try to set myself up for success in that. And that's also my encouragement for you. I feel like a lot of times we hear 6-figure years, 10K months, scale your business, have evergreen products working on your behalf, and do this as a mom of littles. And some people can do that, but I couldn't. And those numbers were really hard for me to hear, and they overwhelmed me. And so I figured out that enough number. I, in some ways, have scaled. Like I have some courses, but my courses are by no means making me even close to enough to run my business. Now, could I put ad money towards it to grow the course sales and building my email list? Yes, but that gives me anxiety. Spending all that money on ads that I don't know will work gives me anxiety. So I'm not going to do it. So just figure out your enough number, figure out what you enjoy, and go for that. Have that be your goal. Okay, tip number 4, I need to know, are you a paper planner person or do you use the online? A lot of people love Asana or Trello. So I want to know what you use. Let me know in the comments. I am all about the planner. You guys, this is like a $5 planner on Amazon. I'll see if I can link it. It's so cheap. But I love how it's set up. It has my months. which is great. So I don't even really use that, but I have my month sections, and then it has my weekly sections. And so this one I actually really like because it has 3 goals, and that is good for me to just be like, those are the 3 goals. And I've recently started to, you can see I crossed it off, I put goals met. And so I look back at the previous week and I said, okay, what 3 goals did I meet? Because a lot of times as a mom and an entrepreneur, I'm like, I didn't do anything on my to-do list, but I did, right? So I like to look back at the past week on Monday, write down the 3 goals that I met and be like, good job, Becca, you killed it. And then I have the 3 like goals for this week, or 3 top priorities. And if I have those written down, all the other things are bonus, okay? And generally I can get more than 3 things done, but that's what I love to do. So that's kind of been my system recently that I am a big fan of. You kind of see what it looks like there. And then I have little sections for each day. So Monday I have a half day of work, Tuesday I have a half day of work, so I don't put as many tasks on those days. And then Wednesday is my big work day. Kids are gone. That's when I'm recording YouTube videos. That's when I'm doing all the things. So you'll notice Wednesday is when I'm having like basically my full checklist. When I was a, entrepreneur with no kids, I had like batch days. So, and I think this is really effective for people who maybe aren't in my season of life. And I would have like a marketing Monday and focus on marketing, because a lot of times we get so bogged down with it just client work. When you're running a business, especially if it's a solopreneur, you're doing the marketing, you're doing the finances. So I would really try to do like finance Friday, marketing Monday. Tuesday might be like new content creation Tuesday. Wednesday might be client work Wednesday. And I loved that method, but that just doesn't work for me right now. And this does. So find a planning method, whether it's paper or Asana or Trello or whatever, that works for you and honors your season and is a system that you will be consistent with. And my 5th tip, moving my body is essential to running an effective business. I know that people might be like, okay, but it truly makes me a better mom and business owner. I am a runner. I run 50 miles a week. I know for some people that just sounds absolutely insane, and you don't need to run 50 miles a week. I just love marathons like a weirdo. But find something and get outside every single day, and you will really notice how your not only demeanor improves, but how you're able to be more focused when you are working. It's a non-negotiable for me. I get out every single day. Okay, and this is kind of a little bonus tip, and it's a more recent thing, so I can't really fully report on it, but I got off Instagram. And that was a big deal to me, because I was not just like a lurker who would like occasionally post. I was a posting every day on stories type of person, because that's just who I am. And I just felt like it was draining me. It didn't feel aligned anymore, and it was not sustainable for me as a mom and an entrepreneur. I was comparing it. Like, I thought that after being in business for 7 years, I would be past this point, but I'm not. So there's that. And it was honestly kind of a hard decision to make, which feels a little embarrassing to say, but I mean, I got on Instagram in 2013, sharing my terrible knitting projects and my friends at the coffee shop and all these things. And then starting my business, that's how I started my business. I just posted on Instagram. And that's always one thing I tell people if they're new in business, just post about it. Like, you don't necessarily need a website when you're just starting. Just get the word out there that you have this and start getting clients. And that's how I did that, is through Instagram. And it's so fun to look back on how I just put myself out there even before quitting my 9 to 5. But it just was so draining. Ever since 2020, so the past 4 years, I have taken an annual December sabbatical where I get off Instagram and I really take off the month usually from my business and as a whole. And it is so rejuvenating. I feel so much peace. And then I get back on January and I'm always like, I'm just gonna, just dabble. And I never do. I get sucked in. And I will say, for the past 4 months since that December sabbatical situation, I have deleted the app because, you guys, I work my way around the system. Like, yes, I have timers. I'll have sometimes outside apps kick me off Instagram, and I just know how to work my way around that system. And I'm like, give me more time. And so I have started throughout that, I would delete the Instagram app. I would do my posting for the day and then delete it. And that is the only thing I found to kind of be helpful, but I still just didn't love it. So I got off and like a week ago. You guys, it's kind of a new thing. So hopefully you guys can hold me accountable. I'm planning on doing it for the summer. That's what I told myself. And then we'll see. It might be forever. It might not. But I just think it gives me more presence. I noticed myself being, whenever I was on the app around my kids, I was so short with them, and I felt like I was being disrespectful to them because I just didn't have patience that I'm not like necessarily a super patient person, but I usually had at least a little bit more patience, and I just didn't like who I was when I was on it. So I feel like I'm better at connecting with them and connecting with other people in my real life. So that's why I made the decision. I will say, like, I've had people say, well, I just can't do that. Like, I'm new in business. You've built up your SEO, Becca. So like you have, like, that's the other thing. I had like 85 to 90% of my clients were finding me through search engines. I wasn't getting clients on Instagram anymore. So when it came down to it, I was like, it's not doing anything for me. And I realized that's not the case for everyone, but I would just think about, where is your brand currently? And where do you want your brand to be in a year, 2 years, 3 years? If you are like, I'm getting a lot of clients from Instagram or social media, and I think it's going to continue, great. Like, stick with that. That's working great for you then. But if you're like, I don't want to constantly be posting, I want organically people to just be finding me and joining my email list without me having to do any work, y'all, search engine optimization is where it's at. So if you need a free training about my process for SEO, click below and you can go through it. And that's what has gotten me to show up on search engines for all the main keywords I want to: Squarespace SEO course, website in a day. Like, I'm on page 1, I'm being found, and I just highly suggest it. It's been a great thing for me for the past week. And again, hopefully I can continue it. These small strategies honestly have really helped me and my business to continue to run effectively, but also work less and just live more presently. If you are in the season of building a business and being a mom, let me know which tip resonated with you most. And if you are in a point of your life where you need a website that's doing the hard work for you, I have a free 40-minute training. I'll link it below. And it just teaches you, what do you absolutely need on your website to make it convert so that you can get those clients finding you through searches and then actually booking with you.